Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Salty here, bringing you guys another video. Now then, the topic of this video, Sony's PlayStation E3 2017 predictions. Now, this is a predictions video, so not everything I say may not even come to fruition. And honestly, this may be a relatively short video because Sony doesn't really need to do much at this year's E3, honestly. Last E3, they fucking murdered it. It was game after game after game after game. I'm pretty sure last year E3 opened up with God of War with an awesome choir to go along with it. It was epic as fuck. But it really was epic though. Yeah, I'm not sure Sony will open things up like that again, but Sony's unpredictable with these things. I don't know what they're going to open up with. They might honestly open up with The Last of Us Part 2 gameplay running on the PS4 Pro. Yeah, they'll probably open up with that. Because if you think about it, Microsoft is going to spend probably a fair amount of time talking about the Scorpio, showing off the specs and how powerful it is. And what Sony's going to do is just pretty much show off their games. They're going to show their true exclusives that aren't on other platforms. And while doing so, they're going to show it running on their Pro or just even the base PS4 for that matter, but they'll probably show it on the Pro. Yeah, that makes sense. But they'll probably show Last of Us Part 2 running on the Pro, some more God of War gameplay. I expect we could see some Gran Turismo Sport gameplay more, which I will say I'm not the biggest Gran Turismo Sport fan, but I'll definitely purchase and pick it up to support it. And I will say that game's looking like that game is looking like it does need some more work though. I ain't gonna lie, it's looking a bit muddy, but nevertheless, Gran Turismo is legendary. It is still the greatest selling PlayStation franchise, and Forza, nor Need for Speed, or any of those car games will ever match the Gran Turismo's legacy. They could try to be aesthetically better, but they'll never match up to its legacy. Never. Because that's how Sony is. Because Sony has the legendary franchises, like they do. You could just look at every E3. You could just see how Sony dominates, because they're Sony. This is what they do. But yeah, let's see. And then they'll show off that godly Spider-Man that's only gonna be on the PlayStation 4. Not on the PC, which we call the begging platform. Not on the Nintendo Switch, which is the underpowered platform. And not on the Xbox overpriced hardware with no great exclusives platform. It's going to be on the greatest platform to exist since 1995, the PlayStation. Yeah. Since Sony owns the rights to Spider-Man, it's only natural that Spider-Man would only be on the PlayStation. And I'm expecting 10 or 20 new Change.org petitions at the end of this conference, which we see, the begging station, which we call the PC platform, begging for these new games. 50,000 signatures in order to complete this quest on some Skyrim shit. Because, that's what they play on the PC, fucking Skyrim shit, even though it's on consoles as well. But you get my Tokyo Drift. The godly Insomniac Games shall show crisp new gameplay of the Spider-Man PS4, running exclusively on the PS4 Pro likely, but it'll probably run good on the vanilla PS4 as well, obviously. It's all about the optimization. It says it's only going to be on the PlayStation. The optimization is going to be pretty goddamn good. This is Insomniac. Look how good Ratchet and Clank ran on the OG PS4. Crisp, nice, 30 frames per second. And then the PC guys are going to be like, 30 frames per second, but you're begging for a game. Faggots. But 5 or 10 minute, Spider-Man gameplay, maybe less than that, because Sony has many games to go through for their E3s. I don't know if they'll spend too much time on Spider-Man, but they'll show a good part of it. And I'm really curious because it's going to be an open world Spider-Man game, and from what I know, this is going to be a new story on Peter Parker, from what Insomniac has said. So I'm going to be curious on how this plays out exactly, because in my opinion, the last great Spider-Man was Spider-Man 2 on the PlayStation 2, because that shit was awesome. Oh my god, that was godly. I forgot which developer made that, but hats off to you, man. And then Naughty Dog, they'll probably even show more gameplay of The Lost Legacy, the Uncharted 4 DLC. They'll probably show more of that, which you play as Chloe. Not bad, but it's here's my thing about playing as Chloe. You see, a woman in real life can't really take down all these mercenary dudes like that, how you see Chloe and that transvestite Nadine fucking doing that shit. That's just not really, it's not realistic. Don't get me wrong though. Like okay, here's what I'm gonna say about this. Like the whole trope of playing as females in video games, like as long as they look sexy, they got tight ass bodies, they got like a fat ass and like, you know, some big ass titties. I don't mind it, you know. But if it's on some like, I mean, cause like Aloy, like she was looking like hella manly though. Like I mean, like she looks good, but like she don't look too womanly though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she gotta look more womanly. Like, if they look more, like, feminine, then I'm gonna cool with that. Like, Chloe, she actually looks feminine and shit. So I'm cool with playing as her in, like, a female role. But they look at manly. Like, we were playing as Nadine, right? That manly-ass bitch. Like, that just doesn't seem right. Like, cause, like, look at the muscles Naughty Dog put on that bitch. Like, she looking like fucking... looking like Mike Tyson after like a protein shake or some shit. Like that ain't cool, yo. Like make these bitches look sexy. Like make these women look like cover girl models. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I was saying like honestly, the only time I really do like playing as females and like lead female roles is like in like JRPGs or like anime games in general. Like those, I say those are perfectly good. Like Nier Automata or Senran Kagura or like games like that. Like that's awesome. Like or like Hyperdimension Neptunia games. Like yeah, like I prefer like they only have female roles in that, but not in like Persona 5 or some shit. Like that's a man's game. Like play as a man. Like we go through the high school experience as a man. Like come on now. But yeah. So they'll show so Naughty Dog, and you know I only bring that up because Naughty Dog they really are on some feminist, some pro-feminist bullshit. Like I'm pretty sure Neil Druckmann has confirmed that he supports feminism and all this bullshit. Whatever. The main reason why in The Last of Us Part 2 we are gonna be leading as Ellie is because he wants players to experience, you know, playing as a woman and whatnot to appease these United States Western fucking ugly Anita Sarkeesian woman's rights activist bullshit. Like whatever. Like don't get me wrong, the real feminists, the ones that actually, you know, go out and support women's rights, that, you know, actually fight for the real equality, they're good. But the ones that like, you know, say, oh, video games are misogynistic against women and whatnot, and video games should be banned, all males should be castrated or whatnot, like them type of bitches, you know what I'm saying? Like they can suck my dick. Fuck wrong with you? But watch this video get flagged. Ah shit. Oh, I'm fucked now. I'm good though. I got my fan. I got at least like 100 people holding me down. And in my PlayStation Nation community, they gonna hold me down if I get flagged, so I ain't worried about that. Fuck wrong with them. But yeah, let me keep this shit going, cause I lost my train of thought. But yeah, pro-feminism Naughty Dog, which Naughty Dog is still the greatest developer of all time. That is a PlayStation-owned studio. Well, maybe you could put Rockstar in there. But anyways, yeah, they'll show more of the Lost Legacy, you know, showing off Chloe's ass and her and Nadine fucking at mercenaries and whatnot. They'll probably show more gameplay of that, and then they'll probably discuss or show more Knack 2, which Knack 2 has been in development, so I'm sure they'll probably show that at D3. I mean, it's not gonna. Would it come out this year? I don't know. I'm gonna say for next year probably. I don't really see Knack 2 coming out this year. That's just me, but I may be wrong about that, so who knows? I mean, the first Knack, you know, sold over 1 million. You know, I mean, it's a platforming game, so, you know, platformers don't do too well in this day and age of gaming unless you have fucking Mario or some shit on your fucking game title. So, yeah. Horizon Zero Dawn, the best exclusive game for PlayStation 4 that's been released this year thus yet, but that's arguable. I would say Persona 5 is honestly the best PlayStation exclusive that's been released this year, but, you know, people can argue which one it was. But, you know, of course, you know, Horizon Zero Dawn, exclusively only on PlayStation 4 and only Sony platform. They'll probably show, because it's coming out with DLC, so they might show some gameplay of that. I don't know if they would, but we'll see. Sony is full of surprises. Speaking of surprises, it would not surprise me in the slightest if Sony were to show off some new IPs, because like here's my thing, like they don't even because like Sony doesn't have to. They can, like, you know, already show the games they've announced with the gameplay. But my thing is like with all the games Sony has, if they were to even show like 1 or 2 more new IPs, like they would literally put the nail in the coffin for Microsoft. It's like all Microsoft's going to do is talk about the Scorpio and whatnot, and no, not even just Microsoft, for Nintendo too. Because like it's for Nintendo's E3. I'm not even going to do a predictions video for Nintendo's E3 because who gives a fuck? It's going to be in the fucking treehouse. Like, like really, nigga? Like, come on now. But like, yeah, like Nintendo, like, you know, they'll say right now the biggest highlight for Nintendo's E3 is going to be Mario: The Lost Odyssey or Super Mario Odyssey, whatever however it's, you know, called. And you know, before I even stated that when Nintendo had their, like, you know, Nintendo Switch event, that was the best thing they showed off, which that game looked amazing. I'm not even going to front. That Mario game was looking, that was looking good. That looked way better than Zelda Breath of the Wild or any other Nintendo game they have for that matter. Like Mario Odyssey, that was looking good. Besides that, like, that's probably going to be the biggest highlight Nintendo will have, other than fucking showing off that ARMS game, which looks like, it just reminds me of like if Nintendo wanted to make a fight night, but they were like, alright, let's dumb this down, let's put some robots in it, blah, 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 blah. Like, really, that's what it would be. That's what it would be. Probably show some Splatoon 2, but who gives a fuck about Splatoon? But anyways, I'm going back to Sony, the godly Sony. Yeah, they'll probably show us more DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn, in terms of the DLC. And then, you know, they'll also show off, you know, the Days Gone by Sony's Bend Studio, which, you know, made the great Uncharted Golden Abyss for the PlayStation Vita, which was amazing. The graphics were best you could ever get on a handheld until the Nintendo Switch came out. Yeah, I'm expecting they'll probably show more of the story, because they showed us, you know, the gameplay and whatnot, which the gameplay was you know, running well under 30 frames per second, but that was on the vanilla PS4, I think, not on the Pro, but we'll see. I mean, I don't talk about the Pro. I mean, I don't have a Pro because I don't have a 4K TV, so it's like it's not worth it to me. But you know, if I ever do get one in the future, then yeah, of course I'm gonna get a Pro. But I don't have a 4K TV, so. But yeah, they'll show off Days Gone, the story. Like in the gameplay, you know, they showed how you can, like, you know, control hordes and destroy, like, mow down zombies and whatnot. And the weapon customization looks good in that game, I will say. It is an open world survival horror game, so looks like motorcycles are gonna be like the central point of how you get around in that game, I'm guessing. But I am curious about that story. I am curious about that because I don't think Ben Studios, like, I mean, Uncharted Golden Abyss, the story was okay. It wasn't like because it wasn't like on some Uncharted 4, Uncharted 2 story level. I mean, that's Naughty Dog's own thing, but we'll see. You never know, because, like, if a PlayStation-owned studio like Guerrilla Games can go from Killzone story to a Horizon Zero Dawn story, you never know. But yeah, Days Gone, that'll probably be one of the biggest highlights for Sony this year, just showing off more of the story and gameplay for that game, which that'll probably come out next year, definitely not this year. Yeah, those will probably be the main things Sony shows off, and of course they'll probably reveal some other new IPs, and they'll of course talk more about PlayStation VR. They'll probably show off some more VR games. For VR, how it is now, I mean, I wouldn't call VR a gimmick because it's still proving itself. It just needs, you know, better software, of course. When you think about VR right now, then you think about is PlayStation VR, because, like, it's the best affordable VR headset right now. Oculus is overpriced as fuck, like the Rift and whatnot. So yeah, Sony has his eye. Sony is doing well in the VR market right now, which Nintendo and Microsoft will be following suit. Which I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft too will talk about VR in their E3, and Nintendo, maybe they'll talk about VR in their E3. I'm not sure, but we'll see. So yes, guys, to basically conclude off this video, Sony shall have the best E3 this year, like they do usually, back to back to back. Every time there's an E3, Sony always kills it. Nintendo, Microsoft, they can't do jack shit. They really can't, because, like, Sony just has too many games. And, like, they just have the most diverse catalog of games that Nintendo and Microsoft just can't compete with. Maybe Nintendo could, but they need more. But yeah, I'm gonna probably, it's a prediction, but I'll rate Sony's E3 probably, I mean, I would give it a 10, but, you know, I have to not be biased. I have to not be biased the best I can. So, I mean, the thing is, last year Sony just showed off so many new IPs that they basically got a 10 out of last year's E3, a 10 out of 10 for last year's E3, but it's like, I just don't know what more Sony could bring, because, like, they just have so many games they're already shown. It's like, what more could they bring? But here's what I'll do. I'll give Sony, I'm predicting Sony will get a 9. If they show 3 or 4 more new IPs, which they don't even have to do, because, like, they've already won this basically, but if they do, they'll get a perfect 10 out of 10 easily. Like, there's no pressure on Sony this year. It's on Microsoft and maybe Nintendo, but they're okay, but everything's riding on Microsoft basically this year. Sony is fine. They're going to kill it like they do always. Like, Sony always kills shit. But yeah, Sony will have the best E3 this year, and yeah, they'll probably win this year's E3 like they do usually. So yeah, that's going to be the end of this video, guys. So I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like and subscribe if you're new. This has been LW Salty, signing out. Sony. Yeah. El Sai Concro. Sayonara.